Hi everybody, welcome to another episode of For the Love of the Mouse. I'm Crystal.
And I'm Bryson.
And today we are going to talk about each of our top 5 things to do at Animal Kingdom. Pretty exciting. We love Animal Kingdom. So we're going to start with number 5 and I'll go first. My number 5 is Navi River Journey in Pandora. I love Navi River Journey. I know that a lot of people actually say that it's really boring and that it's not anything like Flight of Passage. Well, it's not anything like Flight of Passage, but it's definitely not boring and the details are unbelievable. So I absolutely love it. So that's my number 5.
My number 5 is Tree of Life. It is Animal Kingdom's version of Cinderella's Castle. It's phenomenal. When I went to Disney when I was younger, Animal Kingdom wasn't there, so I never got to experience it. So the first time ever seeing the Tree of Life, it was just so cool. So every time we go, like I have to see it, get our picture, photo pass, all that. It's just really, it's a really cool object. Like it really is.
Yeah, you get all the feels when you see the Tree of Life. And even he says the photo pass, but I'm always like, we have to get the photo pass. And he's like, we always get the photo pass. And I'm like, yeah.
Okay, disclosure, I don't like doing the pictures with the frames.
Yeah.
They just bug me. That's the only reason. Like, I don't like that and she loves them and yeah.
But we always get the picture with the photo pass, so make sure you do. It's worth the wait, and usually they have a couple of photographers, so it usually goes pretty quick.
Yep.
So stand in line, especially if you don't go very often. My number 4 is Expedition Everest. I love this ride. It's so fun. A couple trips ago, we usually single rider this. But
she uses the single ride line.
There we go. We got there in the end. But usually we do that, and it's really fun. I love it. I love I won't spoil it for those of you that haven't been, but it's really fun, and it's not a super scary roller coaster at all. It's just a really cool ride. So if you don't like roller coasters and you don't like going upside down and things like that, this is the roller coaster for you because it doesn't go upside down.
My number 4 is the Festival of the Lion King. Lion King is probably a top 3 Disney movie for me. I wore the VHS out when I was a kid. I watched it so many times. So that show in general just really has a special place in my heart. I also got called up one time when we were there with my parents.
It was a warthog.
And I had to be the warthog when they call you out and you have to make the warthog noise and all that. Yeah.
It was awesome.
I love being made a spectacle of. So that was sarcasm if nobody caught that. So
I loved it. I thought it was funny. My number 3 is Rivers of Light. I think that this nighttime show is really underrated. I think a lot of people, because it doesn't have the fireworks, so it doesn't have that pow effect, I guess. But I think it's amazing, and it's probably, I love it. I love it a lot. So I don't know how to rank like my top fireworks or like nighttime spectacular shows, because I love them all and they're all so different. But I think this one's great, and I love how they did what they did. Even though they couldn't use fireworks, I think they did a really good job knowing that like they had to be sensitive of certain sounds and they couldn't have big booms and things like that. I think they did a really good job. So I absolutely loved it, and I can't wait to go see it again.
My number 3 is Navi River Journey. I'm a big fan of rides that capture my attention, and Navi River Journey, even though I've only been on it once, like I was extremely captivated by the animatronics and all the details inside of it. I'm a very detail-oriented person and I catch all those things. So it was really cool to see all that, and just, I mean, some people say it's Frozen with Avatar tossed in there. Sure, great, wonderful. I like Frozen too. So that'll probably be on my list when we do Epcot. So there you go. But anyway, Navi River Journey, do not wait in line for that. Like when it gets a crazy 2-hour long wait, don't do that. Fast pass that as soon as you can, because it's not worth a 2-hour wait. I might wait a half hour, but same with Frozen. Yeah, we don't wait in lines. Like we just don't. If we can't get a fast pass, we just wait till we can. So that's my number 3.
It's a really good ride, so be sure to go on it. Don't mind the haters. They don't know what they're talking about. My number 2 is Kilimanjaro Safaris. I love this. I could go on it again and again and again and again. You're never going to have the same experience twice. You're always going to see different things, and I absolutely love it. And I love, especially when you can get there and go do, when it's cooler out, you're going to see a lot more of the animals, and they have a couple of baby animals out right now.
They have a baby hippo.
Augustus.
Yep, but the
Is there another one?
baby elephant's not really a baby anymore.
No, he's not really a baby.
He's grown up.
Well, but he's still littler.
Okay.
He's a littler big elephant.
Sure.
But that's my number 2. I love Kilimanjaro Safari. It's so fun.
That's also my number 2. Same thing she said. You never see the same thing twice. I mean, I guess I'm my father's son in this one because this is my dad's favorite ride in all of Disney. Like he rode it 4 times when he took all of his grandkids and everything. So I mean,
I'd ride it for you.
Everybody loves it. I mean, it's phenomenal. I suggest going early mornings, late at night. We actually opened the park the last time we went. We rope dropped, and after we went to Pandora and realized how much of just a chaotic show that was,
we got out of there.
we rode Navi and went straight to Kilimanjaro Safaris. Jaro Safaris, I had that right. And I mean, with Pandora and everything, and people all being in Pandora, it's a walk-on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal. Early morning, the animals are still, doing their thing, and the lions were sleeping on top of the rock. Like, and I've never really seen the lions until I did an early morning one, so it was really cool. So definitely try that.
Yeah, it's really fun. And it's one of the rare rides that you can go on and you're always going to see something different. It doesn't matter if you've been on it 500 times. It's never going to be the exact same. So I don't think there are any other rides that are like that.
No, I don't know if you guys knew that because we've said it 3 times now. But you never see the same thing twice. So
4 times.
Yeah.
We've now said it 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay, number 1. My number 1 ride in Animal Kingdom is it is my number 1 ride in all of Disney, and that's Flight of Passage, and I think that anyone would probably say that. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to do any spoilers because I know that there's a ton of people who haven't been on it yet, and I hate the spoilers, just because you gotta experience it for yourself, but it's unbelievable. If this is the future of Disney, I'm on board. It's unbelievable. It's just from every little detail and everything that's planned out and everything that you see and feel, and I mean, it's unbelievable. It's awesome. It's the best ride ever. So that's my number 1.
So Flight of Passage is also my number 1, but let me give you a little bit of history on that. I have never rode Flight of Passage, but Flight of Passage is all I've heard about from my wife.
So good.
And from everything she's told me, I really want to ride that ride. Now,
so good.
Here's why I've never ridden that ride. I'm a larger man, so just be aware of that. If you are a bigger person, no problem with that whatsoever. But the ride system,
Or taller.
Or taller, yes. Yeah. So go test out the little test vehicle they have for you to sit in, because I would have waited in line and then found out when I got there that I couldn't ride it. Mm-hmm. So we got on that thing, and why I couldn't ride it is because I used to play football, I weightlift still, and I have a really large chest. And the chest plate that curves around, I can't fit snug inside of it, so it can't push up the back lock. So, I mean, I don't know what else I can do. It's not because of a belly or anything like that, it's just, they designed it off of the Tokyo Disney ride that they have over there that's similar, and so it's tough to fit into that for a larger person. So like I said, I have 54-inch shoulders, just about the same size chest, and I just can't fit inside that big. I mean, that's fine with me. That's fine. I think it's great that Disney put that out there so people can try, but they need to advertise to people that it's there for you to try, because there's tons of people, I'm sure, that have waited in a 3-hour line.
Oh my gosh.
And then you get there,
I'm so devastated.
I've heard stories of people who can't get on and ride, and they don't find out until they're at the thing to get on the ride. And it's the same thing if you're really tall, because there is, from what I understand, I think this is the only Disney ride I've really ever heard of this, but you can't be super tall and ride this either because of the things you do on this ride. So just be aware of it. But with all that still said, like, I'm super psyched that someday I can ride that ride. So it just sounds awesome. Everything she's told me sounds great. I mean, she was giddy like a little school kid for probably hours after it. And it's obviously a ride 60 days out, 30 days out. You got to get that fast pass as soon as they open.
Or keep checking.
Yeah, definitely keep checking because, I mean, I was messing around on the My Experience app and I think I found her another fast pass for it. So, I mean, they're always popping up. I mean, just like any other fast pass, you can, as long as you modify something, you can usually find something. And it's kind of like Seven Dwarfs. I mean, when that pops up, get it right away. It doesn't matter what time. Just do it.
Because you can modify it even, you can always modify it.
Right. So, that's my top 5.
And also just a couple other things about Flight of Passage. It's it's the best ride in Disney, but it is still not worth a 3-hour wait, in my opinion. And like, if you're one of those people and you're like, I'm gonna wait in line for 3 hours, I'm gonna do this ride, like, you do you. But I honestly do not think anything in Disney is worth waiting in line for 3 hours. Like, there's always so many other things you can be doing. It's a really great ride, but just try to get those fast passes and, you know, modify. Maybe you even have to like go back to Animal Kingdom at the end of your trip and you have to do that. But I just don't think anything is worth waiting in line for 3 hours.
No, but I mean, if you know, we're lucky. We get to be annual pass holders.
Yeah.
Our jobs allow us to go to Disney 4 times a year probably. So, I mean, if you're one of those people that, like, you may not go to Disney until 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, whatever.
10 years.
Do it.
I mean, yeah, wait.
You got to experience it. It's an
so
experience.
Cool.
So, I mean, us saying that we don't wait in lines, that's probably because we know we got another trip. Like, usually we have another trip or 2 planned when we're at Disney, so we know we're going to come back.
And I can't wait in line for 3 hours. I'll get hangry.
Yeah. That's like, I can't wait in line. I'm a person that always has to be doing something. Like, I miss traffic and will take a side street just so I'm not sitting in traffic, even if it's longer. So that's where we come from with that. Don't think that we're line haters. We're not. Do whatever you need to do to experience Disney the best way. Just know that we say that because there's so much more to Disney than standing in a line.
Yeah.
So especially if you got little ones, I'm sure you all can attest, they hate lines too. So try and get those fast passes. So.
And also one other thing is, if you are going to rope drop, don't think on the majority of days, some days you can, but on the majority of days, don't think that you can get there 20 minutes before rope drop. And rope drop, for those who don't know, is to get there as the park opens. They literally, at some parks, drop a rope and you can rush the park walking. They don't allow running, but walking. But don't think that you can get there 20 minutes before and be at the front of the rope drop line for Animal Kingdom, because it won't happen. If you're going to do this and this is something you really want to do and you didn't get a fast pass, I would honestly recommend getting there at least an hour before rope drop. So find out what time the park opens and get there an hour before that and wait in line, because waiting in line an hour before that is going to be a lot easier than waiting in line 3 hours after you get in. So that's just my tip. I think that's the
I'd rather wait to get into the park and start experiencing things,
because you're not missing out on anything.
You're not missing anything, whereas I feel standing in a line for an attraction, you're missing all the other attractions and everything else that park has to do. Like at Magic Kingdom, I could wait in line to ride something and I might miss the Festival of Fantasy Parade, which if you watched our Magic Kingdom video,
I would freak out.
It's pretty high up on our list, so we want to see that. So that's what we're saying.
Yeah. So just be cognizant and be aware of how busy it's going to be, and that this park is the busiest park to rope drop right now, and probably will be until Hollywood Studios has Toy Story Mania and Star Wars line open. So
Toy Story Land. They already have Toy Story Mania.
Toy Story Land.
Yeah.
What did I call
it? There we go.
Mania?
Toy Story Mania.
Oh.
That's a ride.
Well, yeah.
So.
It's okay.
Right.
Anyway,
we've already bored you enough.
Thank you guys for stopping by. We really appreciate it. We'd love to know what your top 5 things to do at Animal Kingdom are in the comments, and if you have any other tips and tricks for getting on that Flight of Passage ride without waiting in line for 3 hours, and also Navi River Journey. So let us know what some of your favorites are, what your tips and tricks are, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thank you for stopping by, and for the love of the mouse, never forget
that it all started with a mouse.